What's Froch? 168? Is that what he boxed at? Yeah, man. Like, he's a different gravy, man. He's a big fucking tough heavyweight. Do you know what I mean?
Danny Gaffon for Pro Boxing fans. We're in Coventry. Delighted to be joined by Frazer Clarke. Fraser, good to see you, mate.
Good to see you, mate. You alright?
All good. You're down here for Stalemate, Kieran Malloy. Another tough fight, not as tough as maybe as his first outing for GBM. What do you make of his performance?
Learning. That's what the game's about. You know, I'm happy for him. I'm just happy to see him consistently out at the minute. You know, when you have to, as a fighter, you know, when you have to come through tough periods in career where inactivity, problems promotionally, it's not quite going how you want it to go. You know, it takes a real strong character to get himself back in the gym, sort of new promotional deal out. Thank you to GBM, you know, for helping Kieran out, and you know, now he's got some consistency. Hopefully, see him out in Galway as well before the end of the year, and yeah, really happy for him.
Like yourself, Kieran, a very experienced amateur. He says by his own admission he's still making those adaptations to the pro game. How did you find it? What is the main things like a seasoned amateur has to learn and adjust to in the pro ranks?
It's not as much making the adjustments, it's getting rid of some of the things that you learn as an amateur. Not all of them, but you know, some things you have to change, and it's difficult. You know, you're so used to doing one thing, it's almost harder to break a habit than to learn a new one. Do you know what I mean? So, but like I say, you know, he knows how to fight, he knows how to look after himself, and he's got to keep improving.
Moving on, Fraser, there were a lot of rumours that your rematch with Fabio Wardley was going to land on the big Wembley show September 21st. What was the story behind that? Were there talks? If there were talks, why did that not materialise? I've seen Ben saying that he thinks it's big enough to headline its own card, its own pay-per-view. What was the conversations about that landing at Wembley?
You know, I think it is big enough for that, and you know, it's one of them things. You know, like things don't always materialise as you want them. The teams are having conversations with each other, that's the main thing, and we'll get something sorted soon, and hopefully we'll have some news for you guys soon. But the problem is, not the problem, because it's fantastic to have that card in Wembley, and as a boxing fan, I'm happy to have that fight here. Joshua in the bar, Wembley show, unbelievable. It's difficult for any other promotion to compete with that, you know? Anything a month or 2 months before, anything a month or 2 months after, it's going to be difficult, because that's going to take 90,000. That's a lot of boxing fans out of the country going to that fight, you know. And we know how it is with money at the minute. Pennies are tight, so people can't be everywhere, can you? And I think when me and Fabio do fight, he's got to be in a packed stadium, you know. So I think we'll time it right. We'll get it done soon. But I need to fight. So does he. You know, we need to be out there under the lights. So you know, I think it's just time, and it'll happen soon.
Does your gut say it'll be next, or maybe one more before?
You never know what's going to happen in this game. I'd like it to be next, and I think it will be next.
I've got to talk to you about the main event on September 23rd. Anthony Joshua, Daniel Dubois, two lads you know really well. We've seen this new Daniel man sticking it on AJ. First of all, what did you make of that face-off? Both men like clearly up for it.
Of course, you know, emotions always get high when you're going to fight someone, but I thought it was a little bit of nervous energy, you know, just out of the blue, like we can do it now. Like, that wasn't really the vibe, was it? You know what I mean? Like, see, AJ was, I know he had the wife beater on, but he was a calm, you know what I mean? It wasn't really the vibe, oh, let's do it now. AJ was like quite chill, and then, like he said, you know, in a stern way, like, you know, don't come and talk to me, you know, because I think he was trying to start to show some discipline to him, do you know what I mean? But they said, it is what it is, they're going to fight each other. I'm sure at the end of it, all them talks will be vanished.
I know you know both lads well, so I hope I'm not ruffling any feathers here, but what way are you leaning on the fight at the minute?
I think naturally at the minute I've got to go with Anthony as a favourite, you know. Daniel's impressed me, but these guys have got a long time between now and the fight to get themselves ready, you know, mentally, physically, and I'm sure they're both doing that.
Last one, Fraser, you've done a host of these interviews. Speaking with Anthony Joshua, we saw Froch leaking this WhatsApp back and forth they had. I mean, Carl's on a mad one at the minute. What did you make of that?
You know, it's a little bit naughty, you know. It's not my style, but Carl is Carl. He's done what he's done. It's a bit fuckery, I mean, you know, like there's no need for it really. Who am I to talk about Carl Froch? You know, he's done things I could only dream of doing in sport, but you know, I think the guy's retired and there's not a lot going on now, and keeps him in the loop a bit, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? But I think it's, you know, that's just a bit snaky, you know, showing them WhatsApp messages and all that. Like, AJ's got bigger things to concentrate on than Carl Froch and his leaking of footage, and I mean leaking of WhatsApp messages and that. But yeah, it's just a bit childish, really.
Knowing AJ like you do, and this demeanour we're seeing from him, what do you think happens if they bump into each other?
Fucking hell. This is the thing, yeah. Froch, I would back Froch against most people in the world, yeah. He's probably the toughest man I've ever seen, and I bet he can have it like you fucking won't believe. But a big angry Anthony Joshua, you don't want that fucking problem, mate. You don't want that problem, you know. What's Froch? 168? Is that what he boxer? Yeah, man. Like he's a different gravy, man. He's a big fucking tough heavyweight. Do you know what I mean? You don't want that smoke, really, but you know, who knows?
Cheers, Fraser. Let you go, mate. Thanks. Cheers.